Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's Gary with Jones Fan TV, man. Back at another video. Like the content, video, go smash that like button, like the content of the channel. Go and subscribe, man. Look, so Ravens training camp day 19. We'll get to the the injuries and then the notes from what happened at practice. First, two things off the field for the Ravens today, right? Number one, Mark Andrews was involved in a car accident this morning, and the team released a statement around like 10 a.m. That's when the accident occurred, something like that. So they said Mark Andrews was okay, came away from the accident unscathed. Obviously, he did not practice today. Okay, so they were still running, making sure that he was good, running him through different tests or whatever. He did not practice today. I think in the statement they said he might have already had a veteran day off anyway in terms of practicing. But put the accident on top of that, he did not participate in practice today. But the good thing is Mark Andrews is okay. You got a lot of people worried. Like you see a statement, you read car accident, the first sentence, your heart drops a little bit. Like, oh my goodness, what happened, right? But apparently he walked away from it unscathed, right? So good for that. And good for the other drivers. Well, they say they didn't seem to report any injuries to anybody else as well either. So that's good as well. All right. Second thing is that Ravens kind of stalwart, legendary offensive lineman coach Joe D was hospitalized, I believe they said, over the weekend with an acute illness, right? And he's going to miss some time as far as coaching the team, right? So that's a big blow for the Ravens offensive line, especially offensive line is in transition. But more importantly, Joe D, hopefully that he gets healthy, right? You know what I mean? You don't want anybody to go through any type of sickness, any type of thing that's going to especially taking away from what they love to do, that for him, that's coaching, right? So hopefully he feels better. And, if he's up to it, when the time comes, he can coach again. But, the main part is getting healthy, right? So, but that is a big part. That is a big loss for the Ravens that they have guys that can, fill his spot. They have, assistant offensive line coaches that guys that want to step in and probably do a good job as well. But, Joe D is known for, crafting and shaping great offensive linemen, right? So that is a loss for the Ravens no matter how you slice it, okay? Now, two guys that came back to practice, but both were working out on the side field. One is Russell Gage, and the other one is Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins, that's great news, right? We already been through it. We thought he had something. We was hoping there was nothing serious. It's not anything serious. Now he's back in practice. Great. I'm sure he'll be running with the first team in no time, right? But right now they're taking it slow with them. And Russell Gage is funny because three different Ravens reporters, maybe even more, thought it was Arthur Marlette working out on the side field, right? Zarebeck, Schaefer, and Kyle Barber all reported that it was Arthur Marlette was back already from knee surgery and working out when it really was Russell Gage. So maybe those two guys look alike. I never really seen them side by side, but maybe they look alike, right? So because multiple people thought that it was Arthur Marlette working out, which would have been incredible because he literally just had knee surgery last week, right? So, but it is Russell Gage. So I'm assuming he'll be back working out, working with the offense soon. We'll see, right? All right. Now speaking of the offense today, right? Offense, they said today was a little bit more of an up and down day. Number of pre-snap penalties. So I'm guessing a lot of laps was being ran. With the whole system, they got you false start, whatever. You run a lap. So I'm guessing a lot of laps were being ran today by offensive linemen or whoever was happening to be false starting. Okay. Also, with Mark Andrews out, no surprise, Isaiah Likely took a lot of the targets, and so did Zay Flowers, right? Those are going to be probably two of your top three targets, right? Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews are going to be the guys that get the passing targets, right? So you would assume as we're standing here right now, right? That's what you assume how it would go, right? And for me, that I don't have an issue with that, right? But the Ravens got to clean up the pre-snap penalties, right? Those are drive killers, and we know that, right? So, but we're in the middle of training camp, so they still have some time to get it right. But the season is close to approaching every day, right? So you come out to Kansas City, you shoot yourself in the foot, first and 15, first and 20. You're not going to beat the Chiefs that way, right? So gotta get better in that area, all right? Another guy that's in the mix, Anthony Miller, right? Anthony Miller, who the Ravens just signed, I believe earlier this week. I talked about him yesterday, catching a couple of deep balls. He caught a pass. He caught some passes today. I don't know if they were deep or not, but he caught some passes today. He was in the mix, right? So now that's kind of back-to-back days where we're bringing up Anthony Miller's name, right? The Ravens have a need for some veteran presence at the back end of their roster in terms of wide receiver, and if he can provide that, great, right? You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to step in and play a lot of snaps for the Ravens, but injuries happen, right? You needed veterans on there who can step up. You got Russell Gage coming back. You got Anthony Miller coming back now. All of these guys ain't going to make the team. So Anthony Miller's putting himself in a prime spot to, be in consideration, right? Your best ability is availability. If you're out there, you're showing up, you're making plays. What can a coach say to you, right? Yeah, so Anthony Miller's he's putting himself in the minds of all the coaches by showing up and making plays, right? All right. Also, Rashad Bateman, he caught some passes today. Caught a deep one, caught a short one. There was also some incompletions in his direction, right? So as him and Lamar Jackson tried to get back on that timeline that they had right before when Rashad Bateman had got hurt, right? It's good to see that connected on some, missed some other ones. That's how it's going to go, especially playing football, right? So as long as for Bateman, the biggest thing is staying on the field and stacking practices. Stay on the field, it'll come, right? So at least he caught a couple passes today from Lamar. That's cool. Get the rhythm right. All right. Now on defense had a good day. Kyle Hamilton interception on Lamar Jackson. So Kyle Hamilton goes from possibly having a scary injury to back full go at practice and already intercepting Lamar Jackson, right? Bo Bray also had an interception, but that was knocked off because of an offsides penalty, right? But Bo Bray, local Maryland kid, right? Went to University of Maryland, so there's always an undrafted guy that makes the roster, right? So could he be that guy, right? There's a lot of guys in that mix. Dayton Wade on offense, Joe Evans at the defensive line, right? So there are some guys in that mix, but Bo Bray's going to throw himself in there as well, right? The Ravens signed Eddie Jackson to be that third safety, but there's no guarantee that he's that guy, right? So, you continue to make plays, especially making plays on Lamar Jackson, offside penalty or not, the coaches saw it, right? So that's a good play for him, right? Whether or not it counted, that's a good play for him, okay? So, and then lastly, David Ojabo strip sack. Now I'm not quite sure how he got a strip sack because you can't touch the quarterbacks, but he got a strip sack today, right? So the thing for David Ojabo was this, right? Yesterday we were talking about 2 sacks in practice going against Roger Rosengarten and going against Ronnie Stanley. Now we're talking about a strip sack today. This is what he's here for, right? He's a pass rush specialist. When he was supposed to be drafted, remember now about Ojabo, okay? When the Ravens got him, it was considered a steal, right? He popped his Achilles, working out for the combine and whatnot, right? But at his pro day, I believe, right? But anyway, he was supposed to be a first round pick, right? Because he could get after the passer, right? This was a guy that could have went middle first round, right? So that talent is still in there. The problem is, the issue is he can't stay on the field. Now, if he can stay on the field and he's stacking these practice and turn that into regular season production, I believe the Ravens are going to be good on the edge, right? Now, that's a lot of ifs, right? If Odafe Oweh can get to the quarterback and bring him down, if David Ojabo can stay healthy, if Kyle Van Noy can have another season like he had last year, right? So the Ravens have a lot of ifs on the outside linebacker edge roam, but those guys are good players, and if, right, they play up to their potential, the Ravens should be okay on the edge, right? So, but that's your Ravens training camp, kind of report for today, right? So, a lot of news up and down, right? But main thing is, we want Joe D to get healthy. We're glad Mark Andrews is okay, and the defense had a really good day today, and Ojabo could be on the rise, right? So give me your thoughts, comments, man. But it's Gary Root, Fan TV. I'm out.